Each year, Microsoft Research hosts hundreds of influential speakers from around the world, including leading scientists, renowned experts in technology, book authors, and leading academics, and makes videos of these lectures freely available.
Another quick advertisement since everybody's here. I go to this wonderful developers conference every year. It used to be called OT because it used to be Object Technology, which is now considered very old hat, so we've renamed it SPA, which stands for something or other. If you feel like putting in a proposal for a session, deadline is September the 10th. It's very much a developers conference, very interactive, workshopy, not just sort of sitting and listening to talks. However, I shall get on with what I really came to say, which is I used to be, before I joined, I came to Microsoft about a year ago, and I'm working in the Enterprise Frameworks and Tools group. I'm in that little enclave of 4 of us up on the first floor. We're really working for Seattle, but we couldn't be bothered actually moving there, so we're sort of camping out here. And I came after working for about 10 years as a consultant, an IT consultant, a methods consultant. And the things I used to do were to sort of go along and turn up at an IT company, a programming shop, where they were perhaps having some problems, and I would show them new ways of doing things, perhaps a bit of UML and so on, and get to the point where they were sort of using some new ways of doing things. I'd take them through the initial part of a project, and then they'd sort of say, well, thanks very much, we've learnt all that, we've taken that all on board, see you sometime. And I would then go off and never see the rest of the project. And this is very frustrating, because you'd see all starts of these projects and never see the end of them. And also it's very itinerant life, and I got fed up moving around. So I thought, well, really, what I want to be doing is very much. Oh, I've missed a slide. Oh, there it is. I want to be, this is my vision of where I want to live. Note the mountains in the background. Note the close proximity of the sea. Note the broadband connection. And there's me doing interesting stuff inside. I don't know what happened to the mountains or the sea, or indeed working at home very much, but I seem to have got sort of diverted slightly. But for a year, myself and a couple of other people who are doing this itinerant consultancy got together and we said we're going to start this company. It was called Fast and Loose, which is going to be about programming, because we thought, well, why are we in this business? It wasn't to, waffle on at people and get paid loads of money. It was to do programming, and possibly get paid loads of money. But what we wanted to do was not have to be living in sort of the big smoke in London or something like that. We wanted to be in a nice place. And of course, everybody's nice place is different. I like living by the mountains, some people like living in town, etc. So this company that we formed, the whole point of it was that we were going to be dispersed. That is, we were going to work as a team, but each of us was going to work in our own home. And for a year or so, we made this work rather well and had some good clients and did some good business. And we gave it up in the end, but for other reasons, really. So this is really about this experience. It's about dispersed working. And I suppose I should make a distinction between different kinds of dispersed working. Dispersed meaning we're all in different places. Well, there's the kind of dispersion where you have several different teams, and each team works in an office in the same place, and perhaps there are teams in different parts of the world, and they all intercommunicate. And that Microsoft has quite a lot of that. I mean, our team and the team in Seattle work like that. Yeah, and it's quite a common situation, partly because you can't get all the experts in a particular subject together in the same place in the world at the same time. So that is a one situation, but it's quite significantly different from another kind of dispersion, where you perhaps have a team in an office and you have one or two people who work remotely. Maybe they're special experts in something, or maybe they've got particular personal constraints. This is nothing like such a good situation. The person on the who's on the TV screen is not really going to be part of the team. They're not part of the coffee room discussions. They're not part of the general chit chat. Even in that meeting, it's actually more difficult to be part of a meeting if you're on the end of a phone, as we've sometimes discovered to our cost when trying to communicate with Seattle. What we were doing in Fast and Loose was this. And again, it's a very different situation. Each of us was in our own place and communicating over the web using, well, first of all, the phones, obviously, but also things like NetMeeting, things like desktop sharing, and all the good technology that we've got for intercommunicating and collaborating over the net. And that's a very different experience. But in order to make it work, in order to be effective as a team, we had to think out a lot of the basic principles about how we were working together. Because obviously, if you are all in one office, I mean, one of the things I used to do as a consultant, as a software methods consultant, was to rearrange people's desks. You'd get a team who said, would say, well, we're having problems, integrating as a team, although they didn't usually say it like that. And the solution would be to sort of rearrange their desks so that they could see each other, talk to each other. If you're in an office, you can do that. If you're dispersed, you have to think, what are the actual communications that we have with each other during the day that are useful, that are about the software we're developing, that are normally informal, they happen over the coffee table, etc. But we have got to do something to make those explicit, yeah. So we had to think out explicitly how we were going to work together. For example, one of the things that people do quite a lot these days in some places is pair programming. That is, two people sitting at the same screen. Now, you can do this over the web. You can do it with NetMeeting, and you can both look at the same screen, be speaking over the phones. But you have to think out exactly how you're going to do that, because you don't get all the little cues about, people's side glances and the sort of shuffling that people have in their seats, all of that sort of non-verbal communication that you normally get. So there are a few things we had to work out. So this kind of dispersion is what we were focusing on. Has anybody actually done this? Has anybody actually worked, one person here, another person there, another person there? Has anybody? You've done that, Lindsay? Yeah, a few, right? It's a very interesting way of working, isn't it? It actually makes you think. And one of the things that we found was that we actually ended up working more effectively than a lot of the teams we knew that were all in the same office, partly because we were just thinking more about the methods we employed. Just to review why we were doing it. I mean, there are lots of reasons why people do this. People like to live in nice places, so this is a very selfish reason. And what I think of as nice is not the same as what my colleague thinks of as nice. So to realise the nice work-life balance, this is a way of doing it. People have personal commitments. Work moves around, especially if you're an expert in some particular field. Offices, and this really speaks to employers, offices cost money to run, and doing all the, if you can devolve it to people's homes, then that works quite well. One of the things that we did find with customers of our company, Fast and Loose, was that we thought, this is going to be a tremendous obstacle when we approach them for a contract. You're going to develop software for us, and you're spread all over the place, and our programs are getting eaten by your dogs and things like that. Well, actually, that didn't happen. People were not in opposition to this. They felt it was quite a good idea, quite a nice idea, and nobody really bothered. The main thing that we were worried about a little bit was security. We were able to persuade them we encrypted our disks, we encrypted all our VPN communication, and that was okay. So there was no problem. In order to do this, you need some obviously basic equipment. We set ourselves up with some, a list of things that, if you wanted to do this, this is the sort of thing that you'd have to first think about getting. First of all, you talk a lot on the phone. So what you want is you don't want to be like this all day. You want to be, you get the phone with an earpiece. Speakerphones aren't so good, I find. A phone with an earpiece is really good. Because you do a lot of conference calling, you do a lot of, for example, the daily meeting of your software team, you want to have a good conference call facility, either three-way calling or one of these deals with firms that do conference calling. We found, people often ask us, well, and used webcams, of course. Well, actually, we didn't. Once you've got to know your colleagues quite well, it doesn't actually add an awful lot that you can see them, we found. You can hear in the tone of voice the way that they're looking. If you know them, you know what that's about. The webcam doesn't offer very much extra. You need things like the virtual private network. That is, the network that privately connects your separate home LANs all into one LAN, but does it in an encrypted fashion over the internet, over the public internet. There are software versions of these. Don't use them. Get a hardware thing. You can get them built into routers. Yeah. The software versions are very limited and don't work very well, and so on. we did a lot of our actual software development work on laptops because one of the principles we adopted was that we don't always work in our own homes. We sometimes visit each other, and we sometimes visit clients as well. And if you do that, then you want to take your development machine with you. So you need a powerful laptop that you can do all your development on. So it's got to run, you know, the big database or whatever it is, yeah, that you're working on top of. Things for helping the communication, obviously, things like Messenger, the thing that pops up and says so-and-so is online. It's just like somebody walking into the room, very useful. Remote application sharing, I've mentioned the idea of pair programming using sharing your screens, very, very useful. And in fact, I've done a lot of programming with colleagues, just sitting, watching them typing on the screen at the other end. Very useful. And lastly, a good high-quality server, which is your repository for the software you develop. So that's equipment. One of the things that, let me just skip over this bit. One of the things that we had to think about, as I say, was the process by which we work together. Ordinarily, there's an awful lot of social, close contact between people working in a team. If we are dispersed, then we have to think of ways of doing this. And we evolved some patterns which helped us to manage this. One of them was this thing about not dispersing at the start of a project. We had a rule that at the start of every project, we would actually work in the same place together. We would work with the clients, and we would develop those personal contacts. We would get to know each other and get to the point where you could hear the facial expression in the voice. Yeah. We had a rule that if a new person came onto the team, then they would visit and stay with one of the team members in that person's house and work physically with that person, and maybe go on and work with another person. So do the tour of all the people they were going to be working with and actually work with them physically before dispersing and then just working over the wires. About a week. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it depends how geeky the people were, you know. If some people take longer than that, but we found a lot. And the other thing was that a lot of the people that we worked with, we knew already, because we drew them from the old consultants club. So we tended to know those people anyway. Things like, in order to compensate for not being just across the office from each other, we would do an awful lot of explicit phone calling and make sure that we had at least a daily conference call, just perhaps 15 minutes roundup of where we're all up to in the tasks that we're doing, and very regular phone meetings about architecture and so on, usually backed up with things like net meetings, so that we're all looking at the same document, for example, or all looking at the same spreadsheet of tasks, this kind of thing. One of the things that we did consider would be a nice invention, although we never got to use one, was what I believe financial traders call a squawk box. This is a kind of speakerphone where everybody is on a permanent conference call with all the other people that you habitually work with. And, it's just always on. And so you can hear people going off and making a cup of tea. You can hear the odd remarks people make. People can just make a remark and it's heard by everybody else. It's just like being in the same office, or from the audio point of view. And I believe that works quite well. I've not used it myself, but traders say it's wonderful. One of the things that we did have to do was to make the state of the project very visible to each other, using the kind of project management tools that you can find out about that Microsoft does, this kind of thing, and using the techniques of agile programming, the things like extreme programming, which keeps very close tabs on the progress of tasks and monitors how far work gets. One of the upsides of this, from the point of view of our customers, was that they could use exactly the same tools as we did to see where we were up to. They felt a lot more comfortable with us than they did with some of the other people they'd contracted out to, who would just go off into an office and never tell them where they were up to until they produced the goods at the end. With us, our customers could use exactly the same net-based tools to see where we were up to as we were using ourselves. So we were very open and visible. For example, project management tools that are available that have a web interface. So, for example, MS Project has a web interface, so you can see how far the project has got, which tasks have been done and which haven't, and so on. Things like the source code repositories, you can get web-based versions, and so everybody could see that. Yeah, it's a very, very, very open way of working. We did a lot of pair programming. How many people have done pair programming? Good Lord, not many. Oh well, wonderful experience. I think it's where you explicitly decide that rather than working on your own to do some software development, you're going to work in pairs. And the idea is, this is an extreme programming idea. The idea is that you, by working at the same screen, first of all, you get less bugs. It's a bit like code reviewing while you're developing your software. And secondly, because you change the pairs every day or every couple of days, everybody gets to understand very well the architecture of the software and the requirements. You spread the understanding around. It doesn't depend so heavily on people reading documents. People have a very much better idea of what they're supposed to be doing. And although it sounds a bit inefficient, two people around the same screen, actually the results generally that people have found are that they work, that in the end, the whole project goes a lot faster and smoother, fewer bugs and so on. Not many people at Microsoft have adopted it, but no, surely, for example, Laurie Anderson in the States, Williams, yeah.
Very little real. Also, what's interesting, very few people continue to.
Well, certainly I haven't, because the colleagues I'm with now don't like to do it. But I found it quite good. But I absolutely agree with you. I mean, I'm not here to advertise pair programming. I mean, some people seem to like it and some people don't. I know companies where they do it a lot. But anyway, that was the idea. We certainly did quite a bit of it. I called it quasi-pairing because being over the telephone, we sort of dropped the wires every now and again and didn't sort of did a bit and then came back out for half an hour and so on. Some of the things we found we had to avoid. The sort of them and us syndrome that could happen when you're not working in the same office all the time. So generally speaking, this notion of disconnection between people if they're not all in the same place. One of the things that we did look at was a number of again extreme programming, sort of popular method of doing things, or a sort of much advertised method of doing things, has a number of principles, of which some of them, the ones highlighted there, are particularly impacted by doing things over the wires. Things like, for example, the idea of having an on-site customer, which extreme programming advocates, having somebody there all the time to review what you're doing and where you're up to. Obviously we didn't do, but as I say, we actually were able to make our process and our progress more transparent than many conventional projects. So largely the conclusion was that we sort of got to, after doing this for getting on for a year, was, well, A, we had a great time, because very much, you know, your own way of doing things, your own environment is a really nice thing. I didn't quite program in bed. I took my laptop, you know, it got the sort of the cordless connection to my LAN, but my girlfriend actually objected to me taking it in bed, so I gave that up after a while. But it certainly improved our notion of the software process and how it works. And many of the principles that we came to about, for example, having the daily meetings, this kind of thing, were applicable back to, well, just doing software development in any environment. And so our end conclusion was that, well, whatever we've learnt from this, we'd do that no matter what software development environment we come to anyway. It just makes you think about it more. And certainly, we'd say that it was a possible thing to do. As I say, we gave it up in the end, but for different reasons. We had different things that we wanted to do. I wanted to come and join Microsoft. My colleague wanted to do something else, so that was why we came to the end of it. But it was certainly something I'd do again, and do find myself doing a bit here in Microsoft. So it was quite an interesting sort of experience. Do these experiences compare with yours? You know, people who've done a bit of this sort of dispersed working. I've found that the internet, we found that audio of the internet was not reliable enough yet for us. But
I didn't know about
people,
concepts in school.
yeah. So,
As I commented earlier, I had experience of more cooperating teams and perhaps individuals, but scattered across time zones, and the groups were in the States, in Australia, here in Cambridge. Because we weren't time synchronous, a number of the things you talk about there we certainly followed, ideas like continuous integration. It was actually the only way you could know each group would hand over something to the next group where there was a firm statement of you were given a working thing, and if you broke it, you better fix it before 8 hours were up. I think there's a very important lesson there of you always in a base that works. You understand a very strong distinction between corrections and improvement.
Well, absolutely. We found that the only way we could work was with some sort of incremental, agile development practices, including this, make sure it works all the time. Yeah.
I'm pair programming wasn't something we practiced, but certainly I saw one of my roles, where a chief architect had at that time, was to go and sit down next to a program and get them to explain what their code was doing. And it's amazing how many bugs you can find just by asking people questions like, what does that do?
Absolutely, yeah. There is a...
So I think the lesson from that is getting people to talk about their code with someone.
Well, actually, I don't know about you, but I find that by talking about the code, I am engaging a part of my brain that otherwise stops if I'm programming ordinarily. After programming by myself for some hours, somebody comes and talks to me, and I can't speak. It's all switched off. But by forcing yourself to verbalize, you keep that bit engaged, and so it's one of the theories about why pairing works well, or pairing some of the time at least. Yeah. There is a website about this particular topic of dispersed agile development. I believe it's about to move, so the best way if you're interested, is just to Google it, dispersed agile development. But it's a wiki site where people have put up a number of patterns, some of which have come from conference workshops that we've had on the topic over the last few years. So if you're interested, that's the place to go. Okay, well, thank you for listening.